Biafra, superstars, media.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're hearing my voice from. Once again, of course, the Biafra Golden Child, the man who saw Biafra Civil War, the man who was born at that time, the man who witnessed the killings at that time, the man who witnessed the starvation, the man who witnessed all the atrocities Nigeria committed against Biafra, the man who saw his father killed, the man who saw his aunties raped multiple times and eventually killed, the man who saw pregnant women's tummies ripped open out of sheer wickedness and, hatred and pathological hatred for the Biafrans. Let me not sound so gloomy, because of course when I go back memory lane, it hurts my mind, it hurts my feelings. It happens to me again with a traumatic effect. A child who saw such things will be traumatized all his life. So that is why I have developed a passion. I'm very passionate about issues concerning Biafra. Biafra. Yes, because when you witness and you saw what happened to your fatherland back to back between 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, you saw how it was that there seemed to be a deliberate plan, to commit genocide against the Biafran people. There was a deliberate policy of government with a lot of complicity from our colonial masters and international powers. There seemed to have been a master strategy to eliminate and wipe out, in the style of the Jews in Germany under Hitler. That was what was intended for the Biafran man. And so every time issues concerning Biafra come up like this, I'm highly passionate, because Biafra is in my DNA. Yes, I heard the voice of women crying, screaming when they were raped multiple times. I heard the cry of women whose pregnancies were ripped open. I saw the pains, I felt the pains of elderly men whose fingers were deliberately cut, following a pattern. This one out, this second one out, the index finger out, this one, so that they will not be able to hold a hoe, they will not be able to use the cutlass, and of course they will not be able to, shoot a gun against Nigerian soldiers. This was wickedness of the highest order, under the full command of General Yakubu Gowon, the then head of state of Biafra. And so when you witness these things, there's no way issue of Biafra will not bring pain, sorrow into your heart. This zoo that still have our master, this zoo that still have Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our esteemed leader, in their dungeon, their DSS dungeon. It's a very sad commentary. This zoo that cannot promise its citizens anything worthwhile. This zoo that continue to make life difficult, stressful, painful, and meaningless to its citizens. This zoo where the so-called leader of the junta, the so-called Emilio Kon, is the NNPC managing director, is the CBN managing director, governor, is in charge of everything because of avarice, because of greed, because of wickedness of heart. A man who runs his country from far away foreign lands. Every other 2 weeks is jetting out, jetting in. Every other 2 weeks is off and on, ruling a country, administering a country in isolation. How can you govern a country? How can you bring effective governance when you are a wall away without on leave? When at every point in time you are cruising, you're popping champagnes in five-star hotels overseas. This is what Emilio Khan has foisted on Nigerians. This is what Nigerians are experiencing on a daily basis. Governance in absentia, leadership in absentia, delegated leadership. Every other time there's a need for a president to talk in the zoo, it has been one delegation or the other. Somebody has to speak for him. This is indeed crass, clueless, and the worst government this country has ever experienced. The government that have been hashtag called a misrule, misguided, maladministration, anomalous government. And yet he said, it is my turn. We have seen what his turn is. We have seen what his turn has become. It is my turn. You don't like it, go to court. That's what he thundered at other politicians. He thundered at other candidates of, rival political parties. Yes, I've gotten it. I don't care what you guys feel. INEC has pronounced me the winner. So, effective on 29th of May, 2023, I'll become your numero uno, your number one. I'll become the president of this country. And guess what? Guess what? If you don't like it, go to court. What an arrogance. What level of impudence. I mean, like Napoleon, who was started to be ever right in anything. But of course, he came to his Waterloo. He came to his Waterloo eventually. And so we believe, I know this zoo is crumbling soon. This zoo and its administrators are crumbling soon. Yes. The souls of the departed Biafrans must rest in peace, finally. Of course, we're looking forward. 2nd December 2024, when finally the United States of Biafra will fully functional as a sovereign state. Yes. Yes. Once again, you're welcome. I'm super glad to have opportunity, through the Biafra Superstar model media to make some of my comments known to all of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing well. It's a Friday, I believe, and I hope you guys are starting well, depending on what continent you are in. Already in the zoo here, it's a Friday already. And we are already 9 hours into, the Friday here. We're looking forward to a brighter day, hoping every day will come and go peacefully until the 2nd December, when we shall celebrate, when we shall be glad, when we shall congratulate ourselves for having fought the good fight of faith, when our esteemed Prime Minister, Ekpa, will bestride the whole world like a colossus. He would stand like a colossus and declare a new state of Biafra. I can't wait to see that day. And I pray the good Lord gives me and my family and all my friends and well-wishers life, good health to live up to that day. That is now when all Biafrans will move to the promised land, when Biafrans will heave a sigh of relief. Yes, when there will be zero tolerance for anything concerning this zoo that we find ourselves. The zoo, animal farm, a zoo that is characterized by rat race, squandermanism, greed, avarice, corruption, highest order, epileptic currency. Was always experiencing seizures every time it comes close to the dollar. It's a shame. Not just the dollar. Even in recent times, the so-called Zoom era is no longer relevant, even to our nearest neighbors. The Benin people, the Francophone people around us, their CFA is higher than our money. Of course, they don't come to Nigeria anymore to come and fetch water. Don't come and do your bidding. Don't come and be your houseboy. To come and wash your cars. No, because of course they have they have found out that the Zeus currency cannot buy them even bread in their fatherland. So why waste their time and come here and be slave to people whose currency is down to nothing? Ghana paid the other day. Ghanaians were celebrating and laughing at Nigeria. What a big shame! What a shame! What a huge shame. The Ghanaians were making Nigeria, the zoo called Nigeria. They made a joke of it, saying, look at the people who chased us away in 1983. Look at the people who called us and told us Ghana must go, who chased us away from their country, gave us ultimatum, you must leave, Ghana must go. And as if it's not enough, they were the ones who eventually manufactured that massive bag, massive nylon bag, which they equally, shamefully called Ghana must go, and gave to us to pack all our belongings and leave. So the Ghanaians said, what a shame. These people who called us perhaps non-entities. Chale, chale. Ghana must go. Today, their citizens are all over Ghana. Their citizens are all over Ghana, begging to live in our homes, begging for our citizenship. Look at their currency. Their currency is laughable. It's a joke. Their currency is one of the worst currencies in the world. And they call themselves the giant of Africa. When I saw that video that went viral, I shed tears. I shed tears for the efforts, the undying efforts. I remembered our national heroes. I remembered Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. I remembered Dr. Mike Opara. I remembered Mbono Jike, late Mbono Jike. I remembered people like Herbert Macaulay, great men when this zoo was still a country. I remembered people like Chinua Achebe, who wrote for this zoo called Nigeria. And when he won them, when he wrote and said, there was a country once. Of course, it's late now. Of course, he gave us a lot of reasons not to cheer in this zoo anymore. Of course, he told us, late Chinua Achebe said, the man who did not know where the rain started beating him will never know where it's. And he encouraged us, even as one time Biafra ambassador. He encouraged us. Always think Biafra, know your roots, know your culture, know your people, and keep together. Keep together. Yes, that's what the United States of Biafra is going to do for us. Keep us together. So the Ghanaians laughed at us and made a lot of joke out of Nigeria. A very sad one, really. A very, very sad one. Yeah. About this one now, today I have mixed feelings. What I'm going to tell us now is a mixed feeling for me. Today, I heard the news coming up from none other than our great Simon Ekpa. I mean, I heard that Simon Ekpa retired yesterday from his amazing political career in Finland. Yes, yesterday our great Prime Minister retired effectively from a flourishing, highly flourishing in Finland. You know why he did it? You know why he did it? Wait for it. He did it so that he can fully focus on his great hope, on his efforts, on his complete devotion to achieving the United States of Biafra on 2nd December 2024. I think this is highly worth celebrating. I mean, a young man making this sacrifice because of this country, because of Biafra, because he loves his Biafra land, he loves his fatherland. I think it's something we must talk about, something we must celebrate, and something we must acknowledge. It's a huge sacrifice. Never before has anybody done this kind of sacrifice in the history of the zoo. Yes, maybe, yes. I think I can liken it. Yes, maybe I want to liken it to the sacrifice that Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe did, even as a doctoral degree holder, even as a well-traveled, famously known, even as a highly experienced political juggernaut. He sacrificed the position of the prime ministership in the First Republic. He decided to answer a mere ceremonial president, and acceded the post of prime ministership to Alhaji Tafawa Balewa, a common school teacher. Of course, again, this kind of sacrifice can be likened to the life and times of our highly esteemed Dim Udumogu Ojukwu, the godfather of Biafra, when, after he has gone to Oxford University to study, a man who was of very rich parentage, his father, Sir Louis Ojukwu, a man who had access to the Queen of England, one of the first people to drive a limousine, rich man by excellence. His son, Udumegu Emeka Ojukwu, decided to commit a class suicide by joining the Nigerian army. Yes, that was a suicidal move. He brought down himself. He sacrificed because he thought he could bring up meaningful changes. He could aspire freely in an army organization that eventually disowned its own, that eventually reneged on his oath to transform a society for the better. Dim Udumogu Ojukwu joined the army, but eventually discovered it wasn't what he thought it was. He discovered very early in life that the army was indeed a zoo, just like the country that had the army. Yes, but this kind of sacrifice, moving, throwing everything away, throwing a life of royalty away to join the army is worth mentioning. And so today, I bring to you the powerful news that filtered into the information airwaves yesterday, that our dear Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, has voluntarily retired yesterday from his amazing political career in Finland, just to be able to focus totally on achieving Biafra, United States of Biafra, come 2nd December 2024. I think it's worthwhile. I think we should salute this effort. I think we should all acknowledge him and stand behind him, because this decision is not an easy one to make. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we should applaud this gentleman who is making such a heavy sacrifice, gargantuan sacrifice for his fatherland, for the United States of Biafra. We must celebrate him. Let's talk briefly about this man, Simon Ekpa. Give me your ears. Let's go through his career. Let's find out what makes him tick. And let us begin to appreciate the effort he's making, the sacrifices he's making. Sacrifices, lifelong sacrifices, because of Biafra, because of the well-being, because of his affiliations to our maximum leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with the intention, absolute aim, of bringing peace, unity, and progress in the Biafra land. Give me your ears. Let's talk briefly about Simon Ekpa. Give me your ears. Thank you all. Thank you. Yeah, gentlemen, let's hear, ladies and gentlemen, let's consider, let's know a bit more about Simon Ekpa. So here we go. Simon Ekpa, a Finnish politician and Biafran activist, has been making headlines lately. Making a lot of headlines lately. In August 2024, he ordered a 30-day lockdown of Nigerian government institutions in the Southeast region from August 28 to September 26th, excluding private businesses. This move was in response to the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and alleged killings of Christians and Biafrans. Ekpa demanded Kanu's release and the withdrawal of Nigerian security forces from the region. Recently, on August 20th, 2024, Ekpa unveiled a map of a proposed 40 United States of Biafra and announced December 2nd, 2024 as the date for its official presentation and issuance of a declaration of independence. The Nigerian government has been trying to extradite Ekpa from Finland, but he has invited them instead to the Biafra Restoration Declaration Convention in Finland for possible dialogue. What a great man. What a great man. Ekpa's activism has been gaining attention with his speeches on Twitter, reaching around 800,000 views as of early 2023. He has also been accused of illegal activities and violence, which he denies vehemently, stating that his movement is peaceful. Latest developments. Lockdown order. 30-day lockdown of Nigerian government institutions in the Southeast region. 30 days, yes. That things he has perfected. Biafra Declaration, December 2nd, 2024, announced as the date for the official presentation and issuance of a declaration of independence. Extradition efforts. Nigerian government trying to extradite Ekpa from Finland. But of course, to no avail, without any success. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, our highly venerated Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is a Finnish politician and Biafran activist who has been making headlines lately. Born on March 21st, 1985 in Ebonyi State, Nigeria, Ekpa has become a prominent figure in the Biafra independent movement. Yes, he declared the activation of the Biafra government in exile in 2022 and later announced himself as the leader or prime minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile in 2023. So basically our esteemed prime minister, has a flourishing career in Finland, both as a politician and at one point a soldier. And so it is important to note that Ekpa, Simon Ekpa, announced the commencement of the Biafra referendum and revealed the structure of the proposed independent states of Biafra in early February 2024. Military pact. Simon Ekpa formed a military pact with Ambazonian activist Ayaba Cho Lucas. Against the Cameroonian and Nigerian governments in late 2023. Yes, he has formed a military pact with Ambazonian activist Ayaba Cho Lucas against the Cameroonian and Nigerian government way back late 2023. So because of all this, the Nigerian government have been making extradition calls. The Nigerian government has called for Ekpa's extradition from Finland, with the chief of defense staff accusing the Finnish government and the European Union of shielding Ekpa. You whom God has blessed, no man can touch. That's the music. Yes, our dear Simon Ekpa has consistently, especially towards since August, Ekpa has ordered a 30-day lockdown of Nigerian government institutions in the southeast region from August 28 to September 26, 2024, excluding private business. And it took effect, of course. He achieved it. And everybody knows that when Simon Ekpa speaks, you're hearing from a powerful, from an astute, from an indefatigable prime minister that has everybody's, every woman's support. He has the full support of every Biafra. Yes, he's our prime minister. Nobody can extradite him. Nobody can intimidate him. Nobody can manhandle him. Not even, Finnish authorities. But of course, he's living a peaceful life. Whatever he's doing is for the peace and progress of his people. And he has always said it, just like Nnamdi Kanu, our Muslim leader, he has always said he believes in peace. He believes in peace. And everything he's doing is within the ambit of law. Yes, ambit of law and order. He is a man who believes in the Charter, United Nations Charter of peaceful dialogue, peaceful protests. And he has consistently encouraged everyone to talk about Biafra, think Biafra, go about Biafra, with a positive mind, peaceful mind, and a hopeful mind, because 2nd December 2024 is a date in history. A date that is not just significant for Biafrans, but it will be an epoch in the history of the world. Because yes, a country, a people that we are, almost completely annihilated between 67, 68, 69, 70. And they declared that so-called civil protest, civil war. They declared it no victor, no vanquished. And yet the people who were on their own, who were attacked without, any provocations, have been subjected to subhuman living standards. How can you stay in a country, in a zoo, where your rights and privileges as a citizen are denied you daily, on very frivolous excuses? And can you not aspire for the highest land of the land, highest position of the land? Why are you treated as a second-class citizen? Why are infrastructures, seaports, airports deliberately sited in areas that will favor other people, other regions? But your region is subjected to, heavy taxes, heavy frustration, high tariffs, and everything made to subjugate you and to keep you in perpetual penury and lack. But to God be the glory, as Jews that we are, as Jews that are loved by God, we have always survived. We have always survived. Biafra has survived all those years. From a gift, mere gift, 20 pounds. No matter how much you had in the bank before 1970, you were given 20 pounds to go and die. Fortunately, the Biafran resilience, came in. And like the Jews they are, of course, everything they touched became gold. And eventually, the 20 pounds that they were gifted with, that should have made them social pariahs, the zoo called Nigeria, that would have made them the most unattractive and feeble people in the constitution, in the congregation that makes Nigeria. As a federating unit, they thought the Biafrans will become like Bangladesh, like beggars, men and women without future, men and women with no future ambition, men and women who had nothing to show. They would have been wasted. Unfortunately, the God of Biafra arose and all our enemies scattered. Of course, the 20 pounds became gold mine and began to multiply in leaps and bounds, to the extent that today the Biafra man is the captain of industry. They are the importers, the exporters, and the mercantile, leaders of mercantile in the whole of the zoo called Nigeria. They import what people eat, they import what people drink, they import building materials, they import, even though they have been denied opportunities to have their own cement factory, they have been denied opportunities to have their own zinc manufacturing plants, they have been denied, the opportunities given to other regions and other personalities whose leaders own oil wells. They drill oil wells in our backyard, but they have not given us any. But yet, that 20 pounds had multiplied, like the widow of Zarephath, whose last oil fed Prophet Elijah. Prophet Elijah was with her for as long as he was there. The woman's last oil never ever finished. She never ever finished. The oil was self-reproducing, self-recreating, and perpetually running. The woman who had expressed fears already to Prophet Elijah, he said, "Listen, sir, the only oil I have is just this little one. And I want to make a little donut. I want to make akara for me and my little boy, so that when we eat, we die." And of course, Elijah looked at her and said, "Madam, you don't know who is standing before you. Madam, if you know who I am, you'll be shouting, Hosanna, Hosanna. Yes, go ahead, make the akara, and you eat and eat and eat perpetually." That's the same way Simon Ekpa has told and assured Biafrans. They are brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers. Look at me. Yes, I'm a mere young man from Ebonyi State. Yes. I may not be as old as most of you. Yes. But I guarantee you, like Prophet Elijah told the Zarephath widow, I'm telling you today, come 2nd December 2024, you have a cause to be consoled. You have a cause to smile, because Biafra, United States of Biafra, will be fully promulgated, fully developed, fully announced to the world. It will become a legitimate sovereign nation with its own currency, with its own anthem. Yes, we will have an anthem. It won't be like the zoo that has two anthems running pari passu. To not be like that. With our own currency. Yes, not a currency like in the zoo where you have the same denomination, 500, 1,000, to the same denomination, different colors, and they are running pari passu in a country. You have 500, the same denomination, different colors, running pari passu in an economy. You have 200, the same color, running pari passu in an economy. How can your naira grow? How can your currency grow? And the young man has told their friends, don't worry, you will not be like the zoo. Because in Biafra, United States of Biafra, there will be zero tolerance for corruption, zero tolerance for nepotism, zero tolerance for clueless government, zero tolerance for politicians who come merely to line their pockets. No, United States of Biafra, if you have something to offer, be rest assured you will get it. You will have every opportunity to aspire. Nobody can deny you your inalienable rights to live and to live comfortably and peaceably with ambition unchecked, goals unchecked. And so he has assured every Biafran that yes, 2nd December is around the corner, 2024, and I'm guaranteeing you it will be a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, our able Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, has confirmed that what he was saying all this while is not a child's play. He said, 2nd December is around the corner, and I will pilot you to the United States of Biafra. Yes, he has decided to, resign from a flourishing business. He has retired from a flourishing political career in Finland to face the adult task of, achieving this major aspiration of the Biafran people. The creation of the United States of Biafra comes 2nd December 2024. And that's where we are. The gentleman has decided to walk the talk. It's not just talking, it's not Jojo. He has decided to walk the talk. He has decided to stand out from the crowd. He has decided to put everything in motion, all activities in motion. Because, of course, we're in the Ember months. Because, of course, 2nd December is right at hand. He has decided to walk the talk. He's said the talk, talked the talk. Now he's walking the talk by resigning. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to encourage everybody, wherever you are, if possible, let's join our hands together. Link our hands. Yes, link our hands spiritually. Link our hands physically, wherever we can. Let us all hands be on deck. The die is cast. There's no going back. This is the time. There's no going back. This is our chance. We must stand behind this indefatigable leader. We must stand behind this man of peace. We must stand behind our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, to make sure all activities, every program of activity, to make sure all expectations are met, to make sure that a favorable condition is enacted to ensure that 2nd December 2024 will be a reality indeed, because it is an epoch in the life of every Biafra. It will be an epoch in Africa as a whole, epoch to the whole world, because of people who were denied, who were ruthlessly almost annihilated from their regions, from their so-called country then, are finally gaining their freedom, sweet freedom from the zoo, with a clueless government policy, a zoo that has nothing to offer, a zoo that all the citizens are jabbering because of maladministration, because of hunger, because of a hardship, because of a failed economy, because of epileptic currency. A zoo that is characterized by massive corruption that runs into trillions. Of course, December 2nd, 2024 is around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, let's gear up. Get ready. On your marks, set. Get ready. The goal is soon. The goal is soon. Let's congratulate Simon Ekpa, our highly venerated Prime Minister. Let's ally with him. Let's pray for him so that even though he has retired at this young age from a flourishing career, there will never be any regrets in his life. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, let's look forward. Yes, I believe soon our maximum leader will be released, because he cannot be in the dungeon of the DSS while our hands are on deck to achieve the United States of Biafra. I believe. Yes, a lawyer Jumoko, his lawyer has said it, and we ally with him. We concur with him. Our maximum leader cannot be in jail, in detention, because we have a date with history come 2nd December 2024. Let's pray feverishly. Let's make sacrifices. Let's fast. Pray and fast. We was fast. If we need to declare 21 days fasting, let us do it. United States of Biafra must be a reality. God bless Simon Ekpa. God bless every Biafran, and we look forward to the United States of Biafra. God bless you all. Thank you and God bless.
If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say we dey go Biafra we go meet am for there If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say we dey go Biafra we go meet am for there If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say we dey go Biafra we go meet am for there Alo ejimako Alo ejimako Alo ejimako Alo ejimako When you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say we dey go for Biafra we go meet am for there When you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say we dey go for Biafra we go meet am for there Na Simon Ekpa be the man. Na Simon Ekpa dey do am ọba tó bíé ọba tó bíé